How's it, everyone? Welcome to OpenCourt. So by now, I'm sure most of you have heard about pickleball. It's the fastest growing sport in the US due to its easy accessibility. People of all ages can play it, and it has a relatively low learning curve. So more and more tennis players have been making the transition to pickleball, and you would think that tennis players have an innate advantage when it comes to making that transition. But as a tennis player myself, there are some tennis habits that don't quite translate over to pickleball. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 tennis habits you need to break in order to play pickleball well. Number 1, don't just hang out on the baseline all day. Unless you are an exclusive doubles player or a serve and volleyer, you're probably used to just standing on the baseline and hitting ground strokes all day. This does not work as well in pickleball. The reason for this is because the pickleball is so much lighter than a tennis ball that it decelerates at a much faster rate than a tennis ball. So you can hit the ball as hard as you want from the baseline in pickleball, but the opposing players who stand at the net, they'll have an easier time to just block the ball back than in tennis. A great majority of points in pickleball are won at the net, so to be successful, you have to get up to the net and develop a short game. Powerful drives from the baseline don't work nearly as well as you might expect in pickleball. So if you're a tennis player thinking about trying out pickleball, you better polish up your volley game. Number 2, don't just rely on your power. So piggybacking off the first point, the ball decelerates a lot faster in pickleball, so just hitting flat all day is not going to win you points. Your opponents can return baseline drives easier in pickleball, so you have to be able to drop the ball down at their feet where they're forced to scoop it up. Touch is so important if you want to be good at pickleball. So it's widely accepted that the most difficult shot in pickleball is the third shot following your serve. So the third shot is you serve the ball, that's 1, the return comes back, that's 2, and then the very next shot afterwards where you try to drop the ball at your opponent's feet, that third shot is the most difficult shot in pickleball because both of your opponents, if they're playing smart, they'll already be up at the net. So just trying to drive the ball past them, it's not going to work as well as you might think. So you have to develop a touch game. You have to be able to loft the ball and drop it into the zone between the net and the service line. That zone between the net and the service line is called the kitchen. If you can drop the ball effectively into the kitchen, your opponents will have to scoop it up, and that'll give you an opportunity to rush the net and attack. The pace in pickleball can change so fast from baseline drives to all of a sudden just dinking and dunking right in front of the net. You have to develop some touch, some short game to be successful, and you also have to be patient, not trying to just drive the ball or relying on just power to win points in pickleball. Number 3, and this one is very important. Don't step forward when you hit your volleys. So you've been practicing your volleys in tennis and now you're confident in your net game. Now, get rid of something that all tennis coaches teach you to do when you volley in tennis, and that's stepping forward. The reason you step forward in tennis is because you want to use your body weight to add power to your volleys, because if you're volleying correctly, you shouldn't be taking that big of a swing, so you need to step forward to use your body weight to get the momentum to generate power on your volleys. Stop doing that in pickleball. If you step into the kitchen as you're volleying, or even after you've done hitting the volley, the pickleball has left your paddle and has already bounced on your opponent's side of the court, even if you step into the kitchen at that point, that is a violation. You lose the point if you step into the kitchen during or even after a volley. So this is not a technique-based issue, but rather a rules issue. So once you're at the net, get in the habit of planting your feet and hitting those volleys. Unlike tennis, you don't really need your body weight for pickleball anyways. You can get away with taking a little bit of a bigger swing. As a matter of fact, I encourage you guys to take a slightly bigger swing in pickleball because you need to generate a little bit more speed with your arm to get the ball over the net and to be able to put the ball away. You can't rely on your body weight in pickleball like in tennis. Number 4, stop trying to hit topspin, especially on those low balls. So all of you advanced tennis players, you are probably using semi-Western or Western grip in tennis, where your racket is angled downwards and you come under the ball and you brush it up. That's what generates the topspin and gets the ball dipping down. That does not work in pickleball. If you hit a pickleball with a closed face, because the paddle does not grip the strings the same way that a racket does, you're going to hit the ball straight into the ground. Instead, you have to hit with a more open face and focus on lifting the ball over the net and dropping it inside the kitchen rather than brushing up under and over the ball to get the ball diving. Don't get me wrong, there are some times you can hit topspin, but reserve the urge to hit topspin only on the balls that are above your waist. Getting used to hitting with a continental grip on a forehand swing is difficult, but you have to get used to it if you want to be successful in pickleball. And lastly, number 5, and this personally is my biggest issue and the one that to this day I have still not completely gotten used to, and that's to let the high, fast balls go. So if a ball is coming fast and high up above your shoulders and you're at the net, my first instinct as a tennis player is to try and put that ball away. But in pickleball, the court is much shorter and the ball doesn't dip the same way that a tennis ball does because it doesn't have a tennis ball's weight. So anything above your shoulder, if it's high and fast, don't touch it. Just duck and get out of the way because 99% of the time, those balls are gonna go out. This, to this day, I have still not gotten used to because after 25 years of playing tennis, my brain is conditioned to hit high balls because in tennis, people hit with topspin, so most of those shots land in. High balls at the net are your chance to put the ball away for easy points in tennis, but players don't hit topspin in pickleball the same way. So you must fix your habit of wanting to attack these high balls. Otherwise, you are basically committing the same taboo as in tennis, which is volleying the ball from the baseline. Just let the ball go and take the easy point. So thank you for watching today's video. I hope these tips were helpful for you. If you're a tennis player looking to make the transition to pickleball, please keep these tips in mind. If you guys have any other tips, suggestions, habits that you think tennis players need to break or fix, let us know in the comments down below and let's grow the pickleball community. If you like this content and want to see more like it, be sure to overhead smash that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you on an open court.